White Cross coverage of the 2021 OHSAA Wrestling Tournament, made possible by Dave Foster of Foster & Motley, Jeff Burkhoff's Old Coaches Association, Kent Smith of State Farm, La Rosa's of Cold Spring, Kentucky, Dan and Sarah Starkey, Greg Klein of Klein Residential, Steve Burke, Friends of Operation Give Back, Matt and Dominique Mercurio, Dr. Kevin Riley, Dr. Stephen Daly, and the Southwest Ohio Wrestling Coaches Association.
Okay, welcome to the Ohio State Wrestling Finals in Division I, coming to you from Hilliard Darby High School here in Hilliard, Ohio, just outside Columbus. I'm Dave Bean. Joining me are Don Jones and Jerry Tischler. We're going to be bringing the action to you on behalf of all the sponsors and all the volunteers that have made this program and the other two programs that we did today all possible. There's a crew of eight working here, plus the announcers, and we have a lot of to be grateful for, to be here and to watch this tournament. We're starting out at 106 pounds, and from Wadsworth, we have Jaxon Joy, and from Cleveland St. Ed's, Ryan Bennett. He's a 106-pounders. What do we know about him, guys?
Well, what I do know is they're both ninth graders. So again, I keep saying it, these ninth graders, they both have an opportunity, one of them to be a four-time state champ. But again, talk about it all weekend. These guys coming in as freshmen ready to win a state title.
Yeah, right now we have Jaxon Joy from Wadsworth with a quick takedown. He's up 2-0. Jaxon Joy, he came in to this match 36-2. He was the number one district placer out of his district, and he goes against the number one district placer out of the Perrysburg district, which is Ryan Bennett, also a freshman from Lakewood St. Ed's. I looked through the brackets, and I would say that Jaxon Joy from Wadsworth has been pretty dominant, pinning his first match, then major decision in both his next two matches to make it here to the finals. Ryan Bennett had a little bit tougher way to go. He had a tech fall to begin with, and then he had an overtime bout, and then in the semis he won 1-0. So this should be an interesting bout. I'm sure they're very, very familiar with each other from meeting each other at other events across the state.
Yeah, both these guys coming from awesome programs. Of course, St. Ed's, awesome program, as well
way
as
out
Wadsworth.
in front in team race, too. St. Ed's has 167.5 points coming into this match. And things changed a lot during the consolation and championship semifinals. Whoa, big roll. And a cradle coming right off the reversal. Two.
Here we go on the replay. Front Granby roll. And essentially turns in, locks up the cradle. Did not score with the cradle, but did get the reversal.
Yeah, Brecksville moved into second place, replacing LaSalle that had been in that position for quite some time today. Brecksville moved into second with 108. Wadsworth has 107.5. And, excuse me, Brecksville 108.5 and Wadsworth 107. LaSalle is the highest placing Greater Cincinnati team. And you have to go quite a ways to find others. Mason,
Let's
Little
take a look at that
Miami.
reversal again here real quick.
He gets that, he makes that pretty effective. He gets good hand control on it as he's going through it and gets his hips high.
Goes into a crab ride on top.
Right.
Jaxon Joy with a 4-2 advantage at the moment in the second period.
None of the qualifiers out of Greater Cincinnati made it into the medals. But they, again, Don will point out that they're almost all freshmen.
Yes,
and
they are.
That means that they're going to be coming back. This experience, the first time up here, is one that's a real challenge, and a lot of guys get overwhelmed almost by the environment. Although this environment is not much different than most high school invitational tournaments. We do have some exotic lighting. I hope you guys could find your way around the room.
This is nice ambiance.
30 seconds.
Very restful.
Yes, very restful. Except for the two out there on the mat.
Yeah.
Some good scrambling here. Joey holds on to that at the end. We're going into the third period here. Joy with the 4-2 lead.
It seems so different today at these finals as compared to the years you've been coming to the state tournament at the Schottenstein Center, Jerry, and before that.
Yeah, we're minus all the pageantry, right?
Yeah. And the fans.
Right, yep. Although there's a decent group that they allowed in here today, so.
I think it was restricted to, a certain number of tickets
Immediate
per wrestler.
family.
The finalists got extra passes, I know that. So it's very much a family-oriented finals.
Joey has those legs in, riding on top.
He's got a 2-point advantage, so he's doing a nice job riding here. Trying to get a banana split. Trying to maybe work a guillotine, but switching off to an armbar. A little bit high.
1 minute left in the match.
You can hear the coaches yelling headhunt.
Good riding on top. Situation where Jerry, he wants to give up one instead of two. If he has to give up an escape, he will, but it's clearly not to give up a reversal.
Right, 1, not 2.
Okay. And legs on. Wow. Oh, he missed his doubles.
Just what we talked about, 1 not 2, gave up a 2 reversal along with back points.
Yep, he's in trouble now. Time's running out, 22 seconds.
Got about 5 seconds here.
Escape here. Quite the dramatic comeback finish for Ryan Bennett from St. Ed's.
Champion by decision, freshman from St. Edward, Ryan Bennett.
That's what we talked about again. You can't give up that reversal. Should have gave up 1, got on his feet.
Does a nice job of that. Used to be a head rip, you know, and you used to hook in on the face and rip there. And this gives you, actually, it gives you better leverage, let alone protecting the wrestler. One thing that's really missing from all of this is podium awards. We don't have a podium.
A freshman from Dublin Scioto High School with a record of 38-2, Ty Wilson.
Yeah, there is a podium out in the cafeteria, but doesn't appear that they're putting all the placers on the podium at one time. So
yeah.
This is kind of interesting. The red light is where the player that's going to be wearing the red ankle band comes out of, and then on the right, the green is where the green ankle band comes by, and it's corresponding on the scoreboard here at the gymnasium.
That's very insightful. I didn't notice that. You're right.
With a record of 34 wins and no losses, Omar Ayoub.
Interesting, both of these wrestlers are from Dublin. One is from Dublin Scioto, and the other is from Dublin Coffman. And Omar from Dublin Coffman is undefeated, so he finished first in the Hilliard-Davidson district, and he's actually wrestling Ty Wilson, who was runner-up in that district from Dublin Scioto.
I was commenting on how often it feels unfortunate we have wrestlers meeting in the consolation round that wrestled earlier during not only the year but the district. I wish we had them meeting consistently in the finals.
Yeah.
It has happened, but it's pretty rare.
And I'll keep mentioning both these guys are freshmen. So again, one of them has an opportunity to be a 4-time state champ.
Think of the number of freshmen that are showing up in the collegiate ranks that are up at the top of the pile there.
Yep.
Younger and younger kids are getting that early preparation and training, and they're working at it, and they take it all the way into the collegiate level.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Okay.
And because Omar has no losses and Wilson has 2 losses, and they're both in Dublin, I'm guessing they may be even in the same league.
You think so?
Both his losses may be to Omar.
Yeah, it could very well be.
Crazy thing about them wrestling a couple times, they know each other's style, you know, and they
Right.
kind of can say, hey, how can I adjust to win this match?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a chess match, right? Neither one wants to make a mistake, so they wrestle more conservatively. You see that a lot in the finals. 0-0 after the first period.
Good control on top there.
About 1:37 left in the second period.
You feel like you're at a golf tournament.
Yeah.
It's the quietest I have ever heard the finals in Ohio wrestling. I've been coming here for 54 years, guys. I've never heard the arena this quiet ever.
Good riding on top there. Again, goal is to
Smart Alex pay eventually.
Just kind of riding that claw ride. .30 seconds left, stalemate.
30 seconds left of the period.
Jerry, eventually at some point the top guy needs to return that bottom guy. If not, he's going to get called for stalling, correct?
Yeah, and I think I'm kind of surprised they haven't hit him for stalling yet.
Surprised as well.
You know, he's really not worked out to the side. You're supposed to work out to the side on top, showing that you're trying to, turn the bottom wrestler's upper body towards the mat, and I did not see that happen. And again, I'm looking, he's kind of riding hip to hip. Essentially he's riding. He's not really working a turn. And it looks like they're just going to let this roll out, not making a stalling call.
Boy, that's one of the, for as long as I've been watching it, that's an argument that goes on year after year after year, that there's a lack of consistency, and that, believe me, the state referee supervisors work at this again and again and again throughout each season. But the lack of consistency over the call stalling, that's the biggie. It's always been that way.
Right. Yeah, because stalling is there's a bit of a judgment involved in that. There's criteria, but then there's also judgment. Is a person actually trying to turn the man when he's on top, or is it just that the bottom man is so good off the bottom, he's not able to turn
control it,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not just going to let him go. He's going to try to ride him tight and try to work a turn, but that may never come on some kids.
Looks like they just called us.
Oh,
Looks like there was a stalling call for the bottom guy, then now a stalling call for the top guy.
Well, just when I said it was the quietest crowd I'd heard in the finals, that shows the influence of a referee in the match.
1 minute left of the match.
Got 1 minute left here. Both guys pretty good riders.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Over the point. And he got him on a tilt. There's at least 2 near fall.
30 seconds. 30 seconds left in the match.
Whoa.
Got about 15 seconds here. Top guy needs
Need
to
a
hold
tilt.
him.
I believe he avenged his loss.
I don't want you to make any more predictions. If I'm the coach or the guy that's got the advantage.
A freshman with a record of 39
That's pretty cool.
High School, Ty Wilson.
Nicely done.
Nice match. Nice match.
You see this occur in the finals, you know, where
Oh, yeah. Somebody comes back.
it's a totally different stage.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's trying to load up the tilt on the replay here. Gets his hips under and gets
Oh, that was close.
at least a
too.
2 count on the high bridge
With a record of
to win the match.
44-5 from Findlay High School,
Hey.
Hudson Goebel.
Real quickly, I want to make a report on our Division II and Division III wrestlers. Division III, 138 pounds from McNicholas. Pierce Taylor brings home the 3rd place medal. In Division II, at 120 pounds, Brendan Sauer of Batavia was 3rd. At 132 pounds, Malachi Elyria from Wyoming was 6th. And at 138 pounds, Harris Foad of Indian Hill was 6th. Congratulations to all those guys. It was not a great year for the small schools. It's hard for our small schools. They can't seem to get over the psychology of being around Graham. I don't know what it is, but it's hard. And I coached in, all 3 divisions actually, but spent most of my time with the smaller schools. And it is so hard to convince kids that they can go out and compete. Part of that reason I found was that we didn't travel enough. We didn't expose ourselves to teams from the northern part of the state or go out of state. We just didn't do it.
Well, I'm going to bring up at the start of the 120-pound match, it's a little bit, yet another interesting dichotomy. We have Sean Seefeldt from Lakewood St. Ed's, #1 out of the Perry district, and actually he's battling Hudson Goebel, #2 out of the Perry district.
Yeah.
So again, I go back to, it means Goebel lost to Seefeldt last week, obviously. Now they meet again in the state finals. So we'll see if it's like the last one where he avenges the earlier loss or if Seefeldt prevails, right? So.
Yeah, and interestingly, in the semifinals, Seefeldt had a 7-6 win over Jack McCall from Lebanon.
Right.
So, maybe that was the key match totally, that semifinal win.
Yeah.
And if we look at this weight class from our Southwest Ohio district, Damian Ryan took 5th and McCall from Lebanon took 6th.
Right.
So we did have 2 guys on the podium
Right.
from our district.
There's another interesting thing in this weight. Goebel came in here as #2, as Jerry just pointed out, and he knocked off 2 wrestlers at a higher level. He beat Caden Jeff of Brecksville in a 2-1 quarterfinal, and then came right back and beat Damian Ryan who Don just mentioned from Centerville, with a 3-1 in overtime to get here to the finals. So there was some good wrestling that came out of here from the southern part of the state. The edge still went to the guys up north. Heavens, Ryan was 30-0 coming into this tournament.
Yeah,
Right.
Goebel gave him his first loss of the year.
1 minute.
Then Ryan lost a 7-6 consolation semi. What a tough tournament. What a tough tournament. No wonder it's one of the top tournaments in the nation. You know, you look around and there's, I suppose, New Jersey, certainly Western Pennsylvania, where Don dominated everybody in the eastern end of the state. And then you pick up the Iowa tournament. Illinois, I guess, has a very strong tournament. California. But Ohio's right there in the thick of the whole thing.
We sure are.
Yeah, I would say Ohio is typically in the top 5 or 6 states
Sure.
for college recruits.
Sure.
Yeah, they tend to look at D1 All-Americans, where they're coming from, what state they're coming from, and Ohio tends to be a good recruiting ground.
Oh, yeah.
So we're now in the third period. We're about to start the third period. Score is 1-0.
You may be able to
Seefeldt.
you may be able to see why there are a lot of people that say that the best round is the semifinals. And I think it used to be it was the semifinals of the championship bracket. I'm not so sure that we didn't see some of the best wrestling in the semifinals in the consolation round this year. There were some outstanding matches there.
Yep, I agree.
Goebel with the escape to tie it up. Howard in the takedowns.
Pretty evenly matched.
I've heard some people from the Perrysburg district argue that they left kids back in the district that, you know, could very easily have been in the center mat, given the opportunity, and that you know they got left behind. And yet I think I would argue the same thing happens even in our district. We don't have quite the depth, but we have a lot more depth than what we used to.
Yeah, I agree. We talked about it earlier. I think we're finally figuring it out in Cincinnati that the kids have to travel a bit, you know. And so going to those power aids and going to out-of-state tournaments, even though they may take a loss at those tournaments, it helps them as they go through the season.
This one may go to overtime.
Yep, got about 15 seconds
Yeah,
left.
they don't have much time to avoid that.
Should get a quick takedown.
Risk a snag single.
Right. Looks like they're opting to take it to overtime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're seeking an overtime.
Overtime.
Well, I tell you now, that was not a very good move. The kid just executed, walking away when he thought the time was over.
Right.
Used to be we had riding time in high school, and I had more kids lose matches because I thought I had riding time.
Yep.
Wrestle. Don't figure out a way around it. Just wrestle. Keep going.
Yeah, we used to say, you know, let the official tell you to stop. You know, keep wrestling through. Also keep wrestling through the whistle. So evenly matched here.
Warning stalling on Hudson.
He did a nice job of turning in from the line.
Well, that was sudden victory, which there was no sudden victory. So now each wrestler will get to choose a position for 30 seconds each. And if it's still tied, we'll go to the ultimate tiebreaker, which is also called ride or die, where whoever scored first in the match gets to pick if they want to be up or down. And if they get away in 30 seconds, they win. If they don't, they lose.
Do you know who the guys were who wrestled the very first ride or die championship bout
Yes,
in
I do.
Ohio?
I was in the corner for Sean.
Were you there?
Against Willie
Sean?
Weinberg.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was Willie's fourth and probably the best high school wrestling match I can remember seeing. That one was just pure leave everything on the mat. Everything was left on the mat that night.
Yep.
We did a retrospect on that. We went back and replayed the match. That was the first year Waycross covered the tournament.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, we went back, we replayed the match, and we had the coaches there, and we had the two wrestlers there, and we had them reconstruct that match and what was going through their heads. It's a great little piece of history. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, take a look at that.
Yeah. Well, when you do, you'll be able to pick me out in the corner. I'm the guy with the mullet, so I had a mullet back then.
Yeah, I have to talk to Willie. I see him, a couple times a week.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
I'll ask him about it.
He's got about 4 seconds to get out.
There was such an argument. Over whether to take up or down. That wasn't, resolved yet in coaches' minds.
Another St. Ed's champion.
You picked it.
Hopefully
You
they
picked
don't.
that one right.
Champion with a record of 22-3 from St. Edward, Sean Seefeldt.
Now we get to start having some fun. The next 4 matches.
Yep.
With 4 LaSalle wrestlers in a row.
Yep, got my favorite wrestler coming up, Dustin Norris. Saw his parents coming in for the finals. Man, they're so excited.
You sure you're not related to Dustin? I've been hearing you talk about Dustin for
He's so great.
weeks now.
He is so great. He'll come in and talk to the youth wrestlers and stay behind and show them some moves. And just a great wrestler.
Oh, God, they got his name wrong.
Right, yeah.
Oh. Introduced to me, Dustin Miller.
A sophomore with a record of 26-3.
I mispronounce names a lot, but I don't miss it that far.
Herman.
So I'll give a little background real quick on Brock Herman. Brock won his district. He's a sophomore. He comes in at 26-3 right now. And he had his earlier matches very dominant. He had a pin first round, second round he tech falled. Then in the semis, he had a bit tighter match, 6-4. And he's going against Dustin Norris, the Kettering Fairmount District winner, who's a senior, who is now sitting at 39-1. He majored his first round, won 5-1 his next, and then 6-1 in the semis. So this should prove to be a tight match.
Dustin returning state champ from 2 years ago. Projected state champ last year. Obviously,
right.
States were canceled, but
that was interesting. Herman came out and immediately got in on a leg on Norris, and is I think is intending to just get in and tie him up so much that he doesn't have the attack capacity that otherwise he has.
1 minute left in the period.
I think his mindset is, hey, I'm only a sophomore, but I'm going to take it to that senior.
You might as well. I mean, you're out there. Go out firing everything you got.
Again, talk to Dustin a little bit, going to Purdue. He'll probably redshirt next year and get acclimated to the Big Ten wrestling.
Tried to duck under there and almost got
That
caught.
almost was disastrous.
Take down Norris.
He knows what the rules say. You notice how he just sat down on that after he had it? He just sat down and waited?
Yep. Smart.
Yeah, heck yes. That's the experience factor showing up there. Yeah, this Herman, like you said, Don, he's a sophomore. So, he's getting incredibly.
Check this takedown out
There you
again.
go, yeah, nice.
So he was almost taken down.
Yep.
Then he hit a quick switch, sort of sit out reversal.
Dustin going down.
Second period.
Quick escape there, making it 3-0.
Well, if he's going to Purdue, as you say, Don, he'll use that redshirt year very productively because he's got a lot of body that you can add considerable strength to over that time, just from maturation and hitting the weight room under the direction of the strength trainers at Purdue or any other major college.
1 minute left in the period.
Yep, you're right about that. We talked about it either this weekend or last weekend. Lucas Bird, who's at Illinois, LaSalle graduate, just took third at Big Tens. And it took him maybe a year or so to get acclimated, but doing very, very well.
Oh, he's so quick.
Nice quick shot. See if he can convert here. Let's get his ankle tied up a little bit. Probably going to get a potentially dangerous call here.
Yeah,
Knee.
considering that.
Yep.
They got stalemate anyway. There wasn't going to be any improvement in that position.
Nice duck under in on the shot, but unfortunately could not put it away.
About five.
For a guy as tall as Dustin is, he gets a very low stance, and everything emanates from stance, obviously. His stance is about as powerful yet defensive as you can find. He can easily go both ways and does.
Yep, he's in control here, winning 3-0 on top, third period, and as we've seen, he rides pretty good on top.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Brock Herman from Brecksville has not been able to escape the whole match so far.
Right. We had another area lad perform pretty well here from Mason, Dutulio. Ended up in 6th place. And he, too, is a senior. It'll be, when these seniors leave, there's going to be some rebuilding around. And surprisingly, as many as guys as LaSalle has in there, this is not a senior team. No, it's a fairly young team across the board.
Yeah, and we had another wrestler from our Southwest District place as well. Luca Cunha took 8th place from Centerville. So
yes, I did. I missed him. You're right.
So we had 3 guys.
I tend to look at Greater Cincinnati as opposed to the whole.
30 seconds.
One escape from Brock Herman. Makes the score 3-1 in favor of Dustin Norris.
How about your guys, Jerry? Young team?
Oh, yeah, like extremely young.
Yeah.
We had 1 senior.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's young.
Yep, that is young. A lot of
flying
flurry of
squirrel
activity
here.
About 5 seconds. Dustin's going to come back to the center. Keep circling. 5 seconds to win this match.
And your state champion, who finishes the year at 40-1, a 3-time state placer, 2-time state champion from LaSalle, Dustin Norris.
Good job for Dustin.
That's a nice job. That's a good way to be a senior and graduate. There's very few people anywhere who can make the statement. I've heard guys say, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. And I keep reminding them that there's a small number of people who can actually step up and say, well, I did it.
Absolutely.
And he's
From St. Edward,
he's one who did.
Delsanter.
Here we go again. We got another LaSalle kid coming up.
And his opponent, a senior with a record of 26-0, a 2-time state placer from LaSalle, Casey Wiles.
As they mentioned, Casey, a senior. Trying to win his state title here.
He's probably got a tall order. I don't believe St. Ed's has lost a finals match yet. Takedown on the edge of the mat.
Wow.
Going to
Well,
check
at least
this out
the
on
referees
replay.
are going to talk about that one.
Yep, they're going to talk about it.
All right, you've got a different angle here on the replay. Gets an ankle, feet drag. He's probably going to give it. Yep.
Yeah, he got it.
Casey's out pretty quick. So he's saying, hey, I gave up 2. I'm going to escape. And I'm going to go in and get my takedown.
Both of these guys had to really work hard to get here with the 1-point wins. Both of them have 1 point. Well, DeSantis had 1 close one. Wiles had 2 close ones, a 2-1 and a 3-2.
Yep. Yeah, he'll wrestle his matches a lot of times a bit tighter. But he'll be in control, right? So the score is somewhat deceiving.
Yeah, that's right. And that, again, we've talked about this before. There's greater emphasis being put on control on the mat. And he's a good example.
Nice.
Boy,
nice
that's
takedown. Awesome.
Boy, that's the way you get takedowns.
Double underhook back trip. That's what I mean. I mean, he'll wrestle somewhat conservative against the better wrestlers, but he'll always be in control.
He just came after it big time. Oh boy. Well, Casey Wiles it looks like he wants to make his mark here.
Check this out on replay. Casey goes
Very
double
nice.
underhook. Outside left leg trip. Almost got near fall criteria. Casey up 3-2 right now. It's all tied up. 30 seconds left. First
Making it
period.
3-3, yep.
This has been more of an exciting finals match. More so going out, all out, as opposed to being conservative.
Right. Worrying about losing.
Right.
Again,
They're
coaches
going
and
after it.
wrestlers, as you finish wrestling for this afternoon, if you would please report to the podium area to have pictures taken. Thank you.
So we got 3-3 going into the second period. Each got a takedown, each got an escape.
Boy, I liked Wiles' takedown. I really liked that. I thought the other one was well executed, but wasn't dynamic like his was dynamic. Matt returns. Knowing how to perform adequately is a big task.
Oh, almost going into a flying tilt.
Yeah.
And KC's saying, hey, I'm going to ride this guy as long as I can
Oh, yeah.
and try to keep him down on the mat.
Yeah.
Escape there for St. Ed's, making it 4-3.
Got a warning on Wiles.
I don't really understand that. He was
Backing
being pushed out.
Yeah, well, that's that's the judgment deals there.
Yep.
Is it a push out or is it a back out?
Well, I would say that the Eds wrestlers definitely playing the out
Oh,
of bounds.
now we got
Just
a
one of
warning.
the Eds,
Yeah,
yep.
it's
Yeah,
not
push out. Yeah,
it wasn't letting him
Yeah.
back in. I think we're going to see a flurry coming up here.
KC saying, hey, you want to go upper body? I'll go upper body with you.
One minute left in the period.
Some good
Tell you what,
wrestling
to
here.
hit either one of these guys for a stall is almost an oxymoron. These guys are, it's a slam bam out there.
So we just hit Wiles for stalling.
Yep. Backing out and got hit for it.
Point for St. Ed's.
You need to create angles.
Nice, nice.
Oh, watch the balance.
Wow.
Five to 3 lead right now for Richard Delsanter over Casey Wiles, both seniors in 132-pound Division I wrestling finals. Going into the third period, Casey Wiles choosing down.
I think Casey's goal, hey, I'm going to escape. I'm going to go get the takedown. There we
Well,
go.
so he's got to watch. I mean, Delsanter's doing a nice job of honestly pushing Casey's back to the out-of-bounds line, and that's where he's setting up shop a lot of times.
He's trying to jack him up again for that.
Yeah, he wants to go back. He's gone to the well an awful lot. It's about time to change the attack, I think.
Yep, got plenty of time to score.
Got about a minute left.
1 minute left in the match.
I'll say this: Delsanter is he counters Casey's sprawl really well by staying with it, and it ends up putting Casey out of bounds, and that's what cost the point there earlier.
Yep.
And he just stayed with it. He didn't quit on it. That's interesting.
See how Delsanter's pushing his back to the out of bounds again?
Yeah.
That way he's never in danger.
Right. You gotta work into the, you gotta work toward the middle. You gotta rotate on that line.
Casey's got a circle left or right.
Got a circle. Whoa. Caught him.
Casey's got to start moving here.
Only 10 seconds left.
That's a good match.
Your state champion at 132 pounds with a record of 21
that's a
3.
good, smart,
A 3-time state placer
consistent
and
match.
your
That's just,
state champion from St.
he earned that.
Richard
He earned that
Delsanter.
match.
Yeah, so we had Wiles taking second there, and then our 7th and 8th place match, we had Zenny from Moeller defeated Kleinberg from Springboro. So we had 3 guys in that weight class from our Southwest Ohio district.
And now a junior at 138 pounds, a returning state runner-up from Cincinnati LaSalle, Jake Niffenegger.
Yeah, we got another LaSalle wrestler coming up, Jake Niffenegger.
A sophomore with
State
a
runner-up from
44
2 years ago.
From Perrysburg, Joey Blaze.
Yeah, we got Joey Blaze from Perrysburg coming in undefeated. Sophomore. It's going to be an awesome match.
Jake Niffenegger only has 1 loss himself. I believe that was at the Powerade in the finals.
Watch Jake here. Talk about heavy hands. When he's on your head, he's going to bang. He's going to bang hard on your head. Good defense from Jake, keeping that whizzer in.
Jake Niffenegger actually had a pretty good tournament so far. Major decision in his first bout. Then his second match, it was an injury default against a young man that he was wrestling. And he pinned in the semis. Joey Blaze from Perrysburg, sophomore, also undefeated. He pinned, and then he had 2 tight matches, one in the quarterfinals 3-0, and then one in the semis 1-0. as we know, anything can happen.
Got about 30 seconds left here in this first period.
We had two other guys from Greater Cincinnati here that are medaling tonight. Eugene Harney of Sycamore took 5th, and Max Boaz of Dakota East ended up with an 8th place finish.
If you remember last week's districts, Harney took Niffenegger to the wire in the finals.
Joey plays, starts down to start the second period, gets his one escape. Now he's winning, 1-0. Circling left, trying to get the inside single, out of bounds.
Probably one of his better shots of the match here.
Yeah,
see if he can get another one.
In.
Niffenegger is, I think, we were talking about the problem before with not using the line effectively. Niffenegger is definitely using the line to his advantage. He gets near there and he makes that turn that, you know, puts him in the driver's seat as opposed to being the one that's being controlled.
Yep.
So Joey Blaze of Perrysburg has already been warned for stalling.
Yeah, Niffenegger definitely pushing the action here.
He's taking all the shots pretty much.
Yep. Nice snap down.
That's called a face plant, I think.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
So we'll head into the third period. Niffenegger will most likely take down. His goal is to escape and make it a 1-1 match.
Good getting the feet.
Pops
Gets two.
Gets his two.
1 or 2. So this is
That worked.
awesome. Sure does.
You know, I thought that was pretty quick.
I did too, based on some of the other matches.
Yeah.
So Niffenegger warned for stalling. Kind of watching this again on the replay. Gets up, circles back around, pops his head. Back to live action. Third period, 2-2. 1:14 left. Both wrestlers have been warned for stalling.
What do we got here?
Although I have to admit, I I don't feel like I saw stalling. Jake going into a double underhook.
Nice try on that chuck.
Niffenegger needs to turn the corner again. You got to turn that corner.
Good job, good defense by Niffenegger.
20 seconds. Let's see what happens here. Got to scramble here, Jake. Potentially dangerous. Gets a potentially dangerous call.
That was awesome scrambling. That could have been two pretty quick there.
Yeah.
So
there's a nice head shuck. He's in on the double. Jake keeping the leg in play.
That's the only defense you've got at that point is to pick the knee up and go the direction he get and get that potentially dangerous situation created there. Yeah, you got to do it.
we're in overtime. 1 minute for this first period here of overtime.
Keep in mind, both wrestlers have been warned for stalling, so a stalling call could end the match also.
And a good single head inside.
Good single. Jakes needs to finish this.
Jake's in deep. Let's see if he can finish.
Blaze did a good job to get out of that.
He did. Jake almost had a near cradle off that. That could have been the lights.
Yeah, actually, Niffenegger's kind of in a situation that's not a real good option to him because of his physical stature. Picking that cradle up right there would have been is very difficult against a kid that long. He's got to raise that elbow. On that shrug that he's working on, if that elbow comes up as he comes through, it helps clear his head.
Yeah, the old slide by.
Yeah.
Perrysburg going down, Jake on top.
This is the second overtime period. This is not a sudden victory. Each wrestler gets 30 seconds.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. How about that? How about that?
Your state champion, a sophomore with a record of 45-0 from Perrysburg High School, Joey Blaze.
Wow.
Looks like Blaze will stay undefeated for the year.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
He got those 2 legs in, that double grapevine, and got that back flat.
Double grapevine is hard to get out of.
Sure is. It sure is.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Niffenegger's a junior, 11th grader.
He'll
have another year to come back to try to get his state championship.
From Westerville North.
Blaze is a sophomore.
Well, one other thing that comes about as a result of these matches right now, the image of invincibility of LaSalle is being damaged, and it gives some other people courage You know? You got to go out and go hard to win it.
So here we have Darnell Hurd from LaSalle, senior, comes in at 35 and 6. He's up against Connor Euton from Westerville North, who is 27 and 0. So we'll see. Darnell Hurd he's been peaking at the right part of the season, the end of the season here. He's a very physical and very high-paced wrestler. He's got a lot of motor.
That's a good shot there. Need to be able to finish it off. Head out.
Head outside.
Lift.
Driving
Trip.
through there.
Goes down.
I don't know about you guys. I haven't seen in recent memory, 4 guys from Cincinnati area all in the finals right in a row like that.
We had Moeller did it 4 years ago. Has it been there? They had 5.
Gotcha.
No, there were five in the finals that day. I think 3 of them were from Moeller. You remember, Jerry? I can't remember. I ought to be able to remember these things. I don't remember things very well anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if there were 4 in a row, 4-weight classes in a row.
Oh, that's a point.
Yeah.
That may be true, Don. Yeah, you're right, Jer. They were scattered.
Yeah, good takedown there for Connor Euton. Hurd just needs to start working up and get out and get his 1 point here. Got about 20 seconds. His goal is not to go into the second period 2-0. It's to at least go in 2-1.
Nice tilt series. Double grapevine,
Uh-oh,
double A set,
double.
A set.
Wow. Boy, he almost had that one. But like you say, Jared, there's very little getting out of a double. Second period, Connor Euton of Westerville North leads Darnai Hurd 2-0.
Good escape there for Euton.
This again where that top ride position becomes critical. Oh, especially if you're going to get taken down.
Hurd needs to get out here and get a takedown to get back in this match a bit.
Yeah, he needs to get up and get his motor going. Because Euton at this point has the bit in his mouth.
These are my imagination, but Euton looks like a big 145-pounder. He looks big.
Jerry, were you wrestling the year that the
1 minute left.
Medical Society decided to see what would happen if they didn't weigh in for the second day in tournaments, and there was no weigh-in? They just recorded the weights to see how much was gained overnight. Were you wrestling then? I remember it very distinctly.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
I'm sure the guys look pretty big the second day.
I had a 32-pounder that ended up 48 pounds the next day. How in the heck do you gain that much weight overnight? I never figured it out.
I had that.
But then he'd lose it right away.
I had that same problem. When I was cutting down to make 98 pounds, it was ridiculous. Oh. You know, usually by the time I walked out on the mat, I had gained about 6 of it back right away, and then You know, by Monday I was 14 pounds over again.
Wow.
But those days have changed.
Yeah. Well, Darnai he is in the bottom of a very deep hole at this point. Trails 7-1.
Yeah, Euton's doing a nice job when he shoots in, locking his hands and trapping Darnay's legs together so he can't sprawl. Really nice job of that. Bird can't stay down there. He needs to make something happen here.
Got the crossbody right in. Very well riding with it.
Does a nice job rotating his hips in that ride. Good leg man. That's talent.
Yeah, I've been in that position before. Once they get both legs in and arch their back, it's very difficult to get back up to your base.
I was going to use a more descriptive adjective.
It's difficult.
We were talking about Jerry Pardue earlier today, and Jerry used to show up in our practice room every now and then. He was a leg man. He was good with his legs, and he used to use me as an instruction dummy. And I'll tell you, I couldn't walk straight for the next several days after he'd get on, and he took great delight in cranking the daylights out of me.
Well, in my day in Pennsylvania, you could do figure four to the stomach.
Yeah.
And so guys would put a figure four and just
then force half.
And you know you have cracked ribs.
Yeah. I had a heavyweight literally have his sternum separate to Charlie Gales from Princeton, our first state champion. Charlie got on, and he didn't even have to put the legs in. He was just so big. Oh boy.
Yeah, he's getting some awesome takedowns on Hurd. Hurd doesn't have an answer for him.
Nope, he doesn't. Different match here.
About 5 seconds left in the match.
Wow, very impressive win. Very impressive win.
And your state champion at 145.
Well, proud of the LaSalle guys, but you know they got one state champ out of 4 guys that were in that string of finals. You know, at that 145 weight, we did have another placer, Tim Smith from Coleraine, took 8th place.
Oh,
down
he did.
There. Yep. So.
And he's one of our true, honest to goodness weight cross kids. We have full weight cross kids, and then we have step kids. The full weight cross kids are the kids that are directly in our service area, and then we have a bunch of step kids. St. X, for instance, Fairfield.
And his opponent is a
Finneytown now, although they're not ready to have a production wrestler, but they'll be there someday.
Yeah, and Tim Smith's just a junior, so he'll be back. When he was in youth wrestling, we called him Timmy.
Yeah.
Now it's Tim.
So this will be interesting. So you have Victor Voinovich, who is a former state champion also, senior, undefeated, 30-0. He's going against Evan Bennett, a junior, who actually has 7 losses. So he's 18-7, and he's had some major upsets in this tournament. He won his first match 1-0, second match 1-0, third match 4-3.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting to see if he can hang in here with Victor Voinovich. But then again,
Talk about peaking at the right time.
Sure.
And again, we've not seen an Eds wrestler lose in the finals yet.
I do know Voinovich is one of those nationally ranked wrestlers in the country, so. all these St. Ed's guys, it's like almost like a St. Ed's dual meet in this environment.
1 minute left in the period.
St. Ed's versus Ohio.
Don, did you ever see the Pennsylvania versus Ohio duel?
I did not.
Yeah.
No.
I always wanted to see that. My wife's from Pennsylvania, and she used to always say we need to go to the, what they call it, the old paper boys. It had an unusual name to it, but it was all Pennsylvania All-Stars against anybody from Ohio that would had the courage to go over there. And she used to really rub it in when Pennsylvania would proceed to beat up on the lads that we sent.
Sure, sure.
She also roots for the Steelers, but I guess, you can't you can take the girl out of the state, but you can't take the state out of the girl. She's still.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would think that Pittsburgh thing needs to be corrected. Isn't there some therapy or something that you sent her to?
Yeah, it's called exorcism.
We talked about, Pennsylvania's so deep in their history
Yeah.
of wrestling, so they continue to be #1 state each year for wrestling.
I had the chance to escort Wade Chalice around Cincinnati for a whole day when he was here to do a clinic. And I picked him up at the airport, took him to the venue. It was down at the, was then the CGE center downtown. And I took him everywhere. He wanted to see the city. And that was an experience, I want to tell you. That was just after he had we'd seen him at the Gold Cup, the old Gold Cup. It was held up in Toledo with the Russians.
Yeah.
And you talk about cradles.
We're just going to say that he holds all kind of records for
Does he?
the most pins.
He was
in
wrestling
college.
I'll never forget. He was wrestling a Russian, and Wade would put the cradle on you standing there. He'd offer his leg to you for you to take it. And it was the old story of the head went down, the cradle got locked, and you could hear the Russian coaches screaming, "Nyet, nyet," every time Chalice would pick his leg up and offer it to him. Finally, the guy couldn't resist. He grabbed the leg, Chalice threw the cradle on him, standing front cradle.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
rolled him right up into a pin. It was just like that. Wade Chalice, man.
I would say the pace of the match has slowed down quite a bit now.
Well, in order to beat the LaSalle kids, everybody had to go at a level that is not common. It's beyond that of what you usually see in a finals. It's got to be all intensity.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely a much more spectator-friendly type of wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Victor Voinovich leads 3-0 here at 152 pounds. These are the Division I State Wrestling Championships being brought to you by the volunteers of Waycross Community Media.
Yeah, we're at 152 here, and Austin Mullins from Wayne ended up taking 4th place. He's out of our Southwest District.
Yeah.
Wrestled a pretty good tournament this weekend.
Mullins actually lost to Bennett 4-3, which was an upset.
Got those legs in on top, like we talked about. Getting the legs in, arching the back, and flattening the opponent out on bottom.
Stalemate.
Bennett doesn't pick it up. This could be the first loss in the finals for St. Ed's.
Boy, that'd be a shame. Ah, yes.
I don't think that they anticipated him being in the finals.
I can see why. I mean, you look back over when you look at his record, that
15-7
doesn't
right.
suggest a great situation. Although he was second at Perrysburg, and that's such a tough district. That ought to tell you a lot.
Right.
Yeah, and Voinovich had to beat Alex Curry out of Perrysburg, who was also undefeated. It's a good wrestler.
He controlled that whole match, even though it was 3-0. He controlled it.
31-0, Victor Voinovich. And now at 160 pounds, a senior, a returning state placer and state champion with a record of 24-0 from St. Edward, Patty Gallagher.
This would be a good one.
And his opponent, a senior, a returning state runner-up with a record of 34-1 from Elyria, Enrique Munguia.
As you mentioned, these guys probably met in the district finals last week.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Munguia has a loss. I wonder where it came from. Patty Gallagher is a really excellent wrestler. He's made his mark for a number of years.
As I mentioned earlier today, he's going to Ohio State to wrestle, so he'll be another good recruit for them.
You know, the big problem that you have to worry about in Ohio is losing the great kids that go out of state. You know, that they come in and offer the moon and stars and all the fishes in the deep blue sea to get these guys out of Ohio. And out of necessity, you end up missing some stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, the ones that go to Michigan, I have absolutely no feeling for. They just lost.
1 minute left in the period.
And I live in Michigan, so, but no.
Well, that was one thing Tom Ryan wanted to do when he came here, 15 years ago or so. He wanted to keep the blue chippers in Ohio.
Right.
And he's done a pretty good job with that.
So right now we got a takedown. Patty Gallagher, St. Edwards, 2-0. 21 seconds left in the first period.
Patty Gallagher's been close to the weights too.
Yeah, Yeah, he's he's pretty strong.
Good job riding on top.
Go to the second period. Patty Gallagher over Enrique Munguia.
Makes quick work of getting an escape. Head inside single.
These guys are 1 and 2 in the Perry district.
There we go.
Nice takedown. Look back at Gallagher. I know he does do a lot of freestyle wrestling on the off season as well. So.
Ooh. Oh. I think Munguia was waiting for that. It didn't do him too much good. He's going to get taken down, probably. Yep.
Just good, solid wrestling by Patty.
Catch a replay on that takedown. Nice shot. Flip out. Flip over. Bit of a scramble.
Pops ahead. Finishes up the takedown.
We did have another placer at this weight class from Southwest. We had Alex Hobbs from Little Miami, took 6th place.
Yep.
So good job for him. Congratulations, Alex.
I can't remember Little Miami having a placer here in a long time.
I think you're right.
It's been a while. Not since the days of Padraic Pete Agricola. You remember Pete Agricola?
I do remember the name.
Thought he placed,
I do remember.
might have placed 6th for Little Miami back in my era.
As I mentioned, Alex's brother, Drew, who wrestled for Moeller, is the head coach, one of the youngest head coaches in our area. He's the head coach of Little Miami.
Third period, 9-2. Favor of Patty Gallagher, Lakewood St. Edwards.
And he's clearly in control. This isn't a freak. This is just domination.
Patty on the bottom says, I'm just going to keep standing up, getting hand control until I'm out. Going to keep getting hand control. Going to keep moving. Reversal 2 there.
One minute left in the match.
You know, I'm not so sure I'd like wrestling down there under these lights. They're Seems like a lot of shadows, you know?
Yeah, I thought that earlier. There used to be, you probably wrestled under it. Had that
X.
matte light at X. And it came down, it hit a cone of light.
Yep.
And that I thought worked pretty well. You didn't get as many of the shadows as you see here. These are floods from the stage that are being used. And I don't like it. The setting's nice, the lights and things. That's cool. But I'm not so sure I like the
it's just
spotlighted map.
Just not evenly lit, right?
Yeah.
About 10 seconds left in the match.
Oh yeah, look at look at what our cameras are seeing. You can see the hot spots on the mat, which the cameras can compensate for.
A two-time state champion, senior with a final record of 25-0 from St. Edward, Patty Gallagher.
Good, solid, basic wrestling there for Gallagher.
He's the most likely. He is one of the most likely people I've seen to go on to be successful in college. I mean, he is so fundamentally sound and so powerful.
And now at 170
he just looks to me like we can see him down the road.
High School, Logan Messer.
Yep, I agree.
And his opponent, a junior with a record of 24-1 from St. Edward, Luke Ayoub.
Another one from St. Ed's. Wow.
This is the old Wadsworth Ed's rivalry.
Wasn't Wadsworth the one that beat them in the state championship years ago to break their string?
They did win the 1 year, yes.
Yep. Both these guys pretty well built. One thing I notice about these guys in the finals, they're in good stances, you know, good stance and motion constantly.
I'd like to see a little bit more angular takedowns. I still see an awful lot of straight shots, that some of which that were exploded on doubles especially were successful. You know, that's the reason I guess almost every coach starts out his new wrestlers with a double and comes right back with a single.
Yep.
You know, and there's a reason for it. It's because, hey, when the going gets tough, there it is for you. Oh, and then you get a drag.
I think some of these guys model their, you know, double leg blast like a Jordan Burroughs Olympic champ, you know, that clearing the arms and going in for a double leg blast.
No score here at the end of the first period at 170 pounds. program is being brought to you by the volunteers that make this all happen. They're the guys. They're the guys and gals that, you know, operate the cameras and drag cable and run the video generators and replay machines and do all those things that take them away from their families, and they devote their energies to bringing this program. If you'd like to be a volunteer, there's always work to be done with the Waycross production band. You can give either Tony or Chip a call at Waycross Media at 825-513. Let's do that first. 513-825-2429. Just think, volunteer and you too can have the opportunity to sit on a bleacher seat for 12 hours today.
Wadsworth looking to get a takedown here. Nothing yet. There's two. Good escape there for St. Ed's.
Let's look this takedown again. And outside.
A little bit of blood time here.
You know,
looks like St. Ed's may run away with this.
Who's getting treated here?
Thanks to Matt and Dominique Mercurio for underwriting this 170-pound match. Matt and his daughter Dominique have been a fixture in operating tournaments all over Greater Cincinnati. Matt continues to be, and both of them continue to be loyal fans of the sport and have always been willing to go the extra mile for wrestling. Your help and support's always appreciated.
Well, we do have a placer from our district here. Dylan Walker took 5th place. Dylan Walker from LaSalle. Had a nice tournament, finishing up 5th place. Although it did look like he was a little hurt at the end of the tournament.
Yeah, I think he definitely had some injured ribs he was dealing with. So 2-2, third period, all tied up. The coaches
are
yelling.
pretty upset. They saw the same thing I saw.
Yeah. And we're way back here.
Yeah.
Escape there for Wadsworth. Plenty of time for St. Ed's to get in there and get that takedown.
Now we're getting some action.
1 minute.
That would have been fleeing wrestling right there.
Oh man.
It was obvious
Wait a
for
minute.
wrestling. Yeah.
He was not avoiding wrestling.
Right. Hence the term, all referees are not created equal.
That's true. That's true. Here's a replay of that last flurry. Kicks out, rolls out of bounds, comes to his feet. I don't understand the call. Sorry.
Yeah.
Make no sense to me.
Under a minute now left in the match. Good flurry there.
Getting some quickness now.
St. Ed's coach is saying, keep attacking, keep attacking. Ten seconds left.
Seconds left.
And your state champion at 170 pounds, a senior with a final record of 39-1 from Wadsword, Logan Messer.
Good match here. Was that the first loss for St. Ed's in the finals? Second one?
Loss.
And now at 182 pounds, a senior with a record of 48-0, a returning state placer from Nordonia High School, Salvatore Perrine. And a sophomore with a record of 41-1 from Taze Valley, Camden McDaniel.
Pretty amazing sophomore at 182 pounds making it to the finals.
Yeah, with only one blemish on his record. Last match got exciting. You know, it's unfortunate it was the last minute of the match where it got so exciting. I'd like to see an entire match like that,
Sure.
you know, for the entertainment value.
We'll go back and look at a ton of Spencer Lee's matches from Iowa.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
see that attacking.
Yeah.
Perrine was the one that knocked out Owen Ombergy in the semis, scored 2-1 to get to the.
That's entirely possible that's where that knee came from that limited Ambergy the rest of the tournament. Drove him to
That's
fourth.
right, yeah. Yep.
Speaking of Ombergy, we did have two placers from our Southwest district. We had Owen Ombergy take fourth place, and we had Sanchez from Moeller take eighth place. So congratulations to those two wrestlers. Ombergy, a senior, And Sanchez being a junior, he'll be back. I'm not mistaken there, Perrine sporting the mustache.
Is he? Oh, yep, there it is.
Don't see those often.
Well, the year of the COVID,
A very
they got rid of all the hair restrictions. Still have
a very
some facial hair.
proper mustache.
Yes, yeah, well trimmed.
Yeah. That's Steve Daly down there. Right there with his back, standing up with his back to us. Turning to his left. Pretty sure it is.
0-0 here as we're in the second period.
Oh, nice short arm drag
Nice
to
escape
the
for
single.
Perrine, and
If he can finish
Nice.
it.
2-point takedown.
Got the escape and got the takedown.
Jeff Simon, the official of this on this match, was inducted into the United States Hall of Fame last year. The man's done everything in wrestling, from high school to college to the Marines and international. He's refereed everywhere and wrestled everywhere and coached everywhere. The man's almost iconic in the sport.
Sure is. And believe it or not, he has a grandson who's in Madeira School District. He was helping coach the Madeira youth wrestling team this year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I saw him at a tournament, and he's with his little grandson. So.
Nice shot. See if we can finish it. Pulling him back to the center of the mat.
Got to keep that leg in the air.
Great job of defending the single, but
Score's now 5-3. Salvatore Perrine from Macedonia, Nordonia over Camden McDaniel from Tees Valley.
Yeah, Perrine cut and making it 5-4 now. Almost in on that single.
Approaching a minute left in the match. 5-4.
thanks go out to Kent Smith,
1 minute.
former coach and referee for many years. for supporting the program and the 182-pound weight class. These guys are really agile for guys their size, aren't they?
Yeah. Yes, they are.
They move like, you know, certainly middleweights. Fine athletes.
About 5 seconds left here.
And your state champion at 182 pounds, a senior with a final record of 49-0, two-time state placer and now state champion from Nordonia, Salvatore Perrine.
He did a nice job there, just staying in the middle of the mat.
He just kind of dominated,
Yep.
Regardless of the score. I was thinking as he leaped into his coach's arms when Charlie Gales, who was a heavyweight champion, the first for Cincinnati, won his championship. Ron Cordini was his coach, and Ron's about half the size of Charlie. Charlie took off running toward Ron in the corner and leaped up in the air, and everybody in French St. John Arena inhaled and caught their breath, and finally Charlie landed right in front of Ron and reached down and picked him up and bench pressed him over his head.
That's awesome.
I thought it was going to be a disaster because I thought Charlie was going to jump on him.
Here at 195.
This was a tough weight for guys from Greater Cincinnati. We didn't get off the mark in this tournament at all with it.
Well, both these guys are from the same district, Hilliard Darby
Again.
district. Yep. Clay
See a lot
Hours.
of it.
The only guy we had plays from our district, that Marvelous Rutledge from Stebbins, took third place. So. What do you guys think it is? I mean, I look at, you know, St. Ed's. I mean, these guys are dominant. I don't see anytime soon anyone, you know, taking that #1 spot away from them. You know, and sometimes I think it's a mindset. You know, we got to go out and train, do stuff on the off season, get better.
The discussion we had on that, kind of related to that topic in the past, as we watched the number of fans that came to the Schottenstein Center as the attendance dropped over years. One of the things that people talked about at that time was, has the sport become so specialized and so concentrated in the hands of such a small number of teams? Is it making it a foregone conclusion what's going to happen and people don't bother to show up? Does that contribute to that? You know, does it contribute? I don't know if it does or not, but certainly.
There we go. We could get a pin.
There's a
We
pin.
got it. There we go.
And a win by fall
Schmidt
at
with the fall.
195 pounds.
But it is part of the discussion that's been had on a number of occasions.
Final record of 30-1 from
Two-time state champion.
Coffman,
Wow.
Seth Shoemate.
Yeah, the Shoemate guy, I know he's another one who's nationally ranked fairly high.
Well, he's certainly ranked high here
And
tonight.
now at 220 pounds.
Only a junior coming
with
back
a
next
record
year.
of 33-3 from Fairfield
Finally,
High
we
School,
get another guy
Brandon Smith.
from Greater Cincinnati. Brandon Smith.
And at 220 pounds, a sophomore, with a record of 33-4 from Olentangy Liberty, Dylan Russo.
So here we got a battle of two young men that neither of which won their district.
Yeah, Smith was third in Kettering in our district, and Russo was second in the Hilliard-Davidson district. Shows there is hope certainly beyond the district finals for guys. And it seems like Smith maybe is coming on at the right time. He started things out with a close 5-4 decision over St. Ed wrestler Johnny Slepper, and then came back and knocked off the number one. Oh no, there's that you were talking about before. There's a place where we have guys not making it and substitutes filling in. And that's how Smith gets here to the finals. His Blotcher from Coffman was a replacement, I believe. And yeah, he was. And that was a great draw for Smith. That was a wonderful draw for Smith. And still he had very substantial victories along the way.
Talk about Blotcher. I mean, the great thing is he comes in as an alternate and then ends up going down there and placing 7th.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're right.
Which he's saying, hey, I deserve to be here.
Yeah.
You guys remember back in the day, Fairfield. I wasn't around so much, but had a great tradition. Hopefully, at some point, Fairfield can get some of that back.
Yes, sir. Ron Masonic built a machine in Fairfield, and it had a hiccup when the cost of education became really serious, and went to a pay-to-play program at Fairfield, and it cut into their athletic program very deeply, and into the wrestling program perhaps even more, and they've been consistently working to return to those glory years and work hard at it.
Yep. In the second period here, got a 1-0 score.
Is it me or does Brandon Smith of Fairfield look bigger?
He does look big.
He does, yep.
Yeah, he does look big. He looks like he looks like he should be wrestling 220. Maybe because the other guy, Russo, 285. Russo isn't that big, but maybe that's part of it too. But Russo's just about got the takedown. He does have the takedown.
Well, we got a takedown. Dylan Russo, Olentangy, Liberty.
Leading 3-0.
You know, I know that. I know that kid's family. My grandsons, and actually my son, are good friends to this family. Huh? It's interesting.
Smith needs to get something going here. Needs to say, I'm going to get out from the bottom and I'm going to get a takedown to tie it up. Can't stay down there.
Elbows out like that can get you in a lot of trouble.
There's a power half.
That's a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it's a lot of pain too.
Don was saying, you know, in the day when you could put the figure 4 on, that's really powerful.
Sure is.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun while it lasted.
Figure 4 power half.
Yep.
I don't think the body's supposed to go that way.
I think that's the reason they stopped letting you use it. Had my younger son wrestled in, he wrestled a couple guys from Lakota that loved to use the figure 4 or doubles and force halves. And Hans used to, he said, I'm going to do anything I can to get these guys before they can put that in, because that hurts.
Yep. Smith needs to make something happen here.
Yeah, he needs to go after it. These guys, both of them have worked hard to get here. Don't waste it.
Being aggressive there, that's a good start. Got 1:22.
But he does look big.
Here. Smith trying to get those underhooks to get a throw.
Smith got hit with a warning?
Did he?
Smith was warned?
I didn't see it.
Yeah. I can't figure that out.
Seconds left. He needs to make something happen here.
It's down by 3 points.
Smith's a senior. He's got to be going for this. You got Russo, who's only a sophomore, and he's carrying the freight here. That's not. Oh no. That was a very poor choice.
Tries a lateral drop and fortunately lands out of bounds. Otherwise, he would have been taken down.
Yeah.
And put on his back.
Yep.
Yep. You can't use escape takedown series if you're under 20 seconds in the bout. It doesn't work. You got to go takedown and you got to take to the back. Well,
Smith's finished up his wrestling career as a state runner-up, so.
Yeah.
And now at 285 pounds, a senior with a record of 31-0 from Hilliard, Darby, Bradley Weaver. And his opponent. Freshman. A freshman from Maslin Perry with a record of 33-1, Aiden Bachler.
All right, my money is on Bradley Weaver.
Yeah, he's got a rather large cheering crowd on his side, too.
He's the hometown favorite. He's in his own gym here.
I'm just going on how he looks.
Yeah.
He's put together. Plus, he's dominated at least 2 out of 3 of his earlier matches with pins.
Guys, you know what's pretty incredible? I'm looking at the list of 285-pounders. There's like 4 or 5 10th graders as well. So these big guys are coming in to high school ready to wrestle. Yeah, he doesn't have much fat on him, does he?
No. I think you're going to see man strength versus freshman strength here.
Yeah, I think so.
Although Faulkner had a great win in the semis over Green from Fremont Ross, who was 35-0.
No kidding. That is a 9-4 victory, too. Very impressive.
Yeah, Weaver has that Mason Paris build, if you know Mason Paris from Michigan, who's #2 in the country from Lawrenceburg, close by. Tall and big build.
I was thinking more of Ivan Drago.
I mentioned that earlier.
We'll get a little tilt.
1 minute left in the period.
Hey, Don.
When you get to the end, you gotta ask you guys to summate what you see. Wrap up summary, as you see.
We did have 2 other placers from our Southwest district. We had Valles from Lakota West taking 6th place. And then we had Padilla from Wayne taking 8th place. So 2 of our heavyweights from our district ended up getting on the podium.
If there'd been a podium, at least in here.
Nice
little tilt there.
Did he not give him back points?
I don't think he did. It sure looked like at least a 2 count from what I saw.
Here's a replay of it. 1,
2,
2,
yeah,
both elbows down.
Both elbows. 2 seconds, breaking 45.
Yeah, that Weaver guy is big. What do you think his mom's grocery bill's like, huh? He is solid.
Nice shot.
Nice, awesome.
Last double. Looking for an opportunity to turn.
One minute left in the period.
That's pretty impressive, taking one arm and throwing the whole body of Faulkner back down. That was remarkable little display of strength.
Looking a little Brock Lesnar-ish.
Yep.
Did a nice job getting off locking hands.
And I would bet if he's a football player, he's probably a pretty good football player as well. Good control on top there. 11 seconds to go in the second period.
incoming. Faulkner going neutral. Trying to get a body lock for an upper body throw. Weaver getting hit for stalling, or warned for stalling, backing up.
Out of bounds there. Faulkner got a little over a minute to make something happen here.
Oh, false start. Weaver. Just a little bit before the whistle.
Nothing wrong with that, right?
No,
Nothing
you
wrong.
get 2 cautions.
Yep.
One minute left in the match.
Whoa.
Nice. Wow. Blast double right through him.
Yep.
He's settled back.
Sit down through it.
Step over the leg there. There he
Yeah.
goes. Weaver says, hey, I'm winning 5-0. I'm going to keep shooting. I'm going to keep shooting
Sure.
and keep scoring points. That's what wrestling's all about. Both those guys move pretty good for heavyweights.
Hometown favorite right here.
And your state champion at 285 pounds, a senior with a final record of 32-0 from Hilliard, Darby, Bradley Weaver.
What a beast.
And so
Yes, he is.
we come to the end of another state tournament here in Ohio. I want to take a moment to urge all of you who've been watching this program and the programs in the past, become an active supporter of high school athletics. Participate if possible. Volunteer to coach. Help run events. Work in the concession stands. Heck, keep score in a wrestling match. Keep time in a football game. If you don't feel qualified or you're not able to do those things, maybe you can support by your financial contributions. Say thanks to the people who do the work with these kids and encourage others to do the same. High school athletics is the greatest and best opportunity to see young people grow up to be important contributing members of their society. Thanks to the volunteers that work today. Jason Dudley, Rich Dudley, Jake Jacobson, Kent Lips, Jonathan Palmer, to Don and Jerry, very especially to Tony Suarez, who's been doing this for as long as I've been doing it. It's remarkable thing to be part of. If you want to be part of the system, give them a call, 825-2429. If you want to see more wrestling, be sure to support Waycross Community Media. So I'd like Don and Jerry to give him your thoughts on what we've seen today.
Well, with me, I thought some awesome wrestling, first of all. Congratulations to St. Ed's. Man, they got some awesome wrestlers and an awesome team. I guess the disappointing thing is, other than LaSalle, Southwest Ohio had some peaks there with some good wrestling, but as a whole, not really great. So I guess my thing is we have to figure out a way to get more wrestlers into the first to eighth places at the state tournament.
Yeah, and I would say again, congratulations to all the Southwestern Ohio state place winners, and of course Dustin, Norris state champion, as well as congratulations to all the wrestlers across the state of Ohio. Hard work pays off, and that's why they're here. I would hope in the future, Southwest, it was a little bit disappointing the fact that we did only have one state champion from our district, from the Kettering-Fairmount district. We did have 5 in the finals, coming away with one championship. So in the future, obviously, that's something we want to keep improving upon.
Thanks, guys. Thanks to all of you who watch. And I'm kind of like these seniors. It's that time. It's all over. Goodbye. Good night.
Waycross coverage of the 2021 OHSAA Wrestling Tournament made possible by Dave Foster of Foster and Motley, Jeff Burkhoff's Old Coaches Association, Kent Smith of State Farm, La Roses of Cold Spring, Kentucky, Dan and Sarah Starkey, Greg Klein of Klein Residential, Steve Burke, Friends of Operation Giveback, Matt and Dominique Mercurio, Dr. Kevin Riley, Dr. Stephen Daly, and the Southwest Ohio Wrestling Coaches Association.